I'm currently in my devotional, and for today's passage, it reads, "Don't be fooled by the fog." And the scripture is Philippians 3:13 through 14, and it's forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forward to those things which are ahead. I press toward the goal. And the author chose a phenomenal story to go with it. It's the story of Miss Florence Chadwick, and it speaks of her travels, her swimming travels. She swam in the chilly ocean, as it reads, between the Catalina Island and the California shore. And to sum up the story, she was swimming for hours. I believe it said something like 15 hours. Exactly 15 hours before she started to feel cramps in her leg. Her mother was in a boat riding alongside of her, and she was telling her mother how she was ready to be pulled back in because she started to feel weary. Her legs started to cramp. And her mom was like, no, just keep going. She tried, but the cramps gave way, so she got pulled back into the boat to only then witness that she was less than a mile away from shore. So she had done all that swimming. She had overcome all of it, right? Majority of the swim. But the fog, it makes an emphasis on how the fog kind of also impacted her decision. Aside from feeling the cramps, the fog messed with her too, because she couldn't see the shore. And she even states that had she seen the shore, she believes that she would have made it. And also in today's passage, it speaks of not letting the fog deter you from keep going. And this really stood out to me because I feel like that's where I'm at in life right now, where here I am again in a space where I feel like I've been here before, but I don't feel like I'm starting over from scratch, but I definitely feel like I'm starting over. But in this time I have a greater awareness where I don't want to be fooled by the fog, right? I don't want to be fooled by my emotions. I don't want to be fooled by how long the process may be. I don't want to be fooled by the hard work that it will take to get to where I want to get. You know what I mean? I don't want to be fooled anymore. And I'm choosing not to. I'm choosing to look beyond the fog, because I know that it's going to take that consistency, right? Perhaps it's taking a pause, but never to stop, never to give up, to continue on and to continue forward, because I already know what it looks like. I already know what happens if I stop. And that's huge. That is huge for me, is because I know what it feels like and looks like to stop. I know what's gonna come with it. I know how I'm gonna feel. And the biggest feeling, and even in today's passage, in my devotional, it speaks of how when we stop, we feel regret. So much regret, because it's like, man, had I kept going, had I kept believing in myself, had I, instead of choosing doubt, chose to read my devotional, or to get into my Bible, or to, listen to a motivational video or something to empower me, uplift me, had I chose that route to something that will help me to keep going, I know I would be much further than what I am, because I've stopped, and being at a stage in life where I don't want to stop anymore. Like, I don't want to tap out anymore. Like, I'm tired of tapping out because things get hard, or things got complicated or life happened and it threw me off my square. I'm at a place where I'm learning that life is always happening. Okay? And while I feel I've been through some tough situations and tough scenarios, and I've had to kind of climb my way out of depression and heaviness, I don't doubt that there's more challenges ahead of me too, right? But that, do I want it to break me? Do I want it to keep me idle? You know what I mean? Do I want to stay stuck where I never get past this certain point of growth? And having a real conversation with myself and really sitting with that, I've had to come to a realization that, like, I don't want that for myself. I no longer want to be fooled by the fog, man. Like, I just cannot. I just cannot, because it's exhausting. It's exhausting. And I say that because I feel I've been fooled by the fog multiple times. And each time what the fog does is it sits me down. It puts me on pause. And that's what I choose, right? Because it is a choice. Just as I was saying that I could choose to tap into something that's empowering. I could choose to tap into action. But instead I choose thought. I choose staying in my mind. I choose rumination. I choose, mulling over my feelings and everything else that's airy and in my head, when I'm learning that, like, it really is about get into some action. Get into life. Life is happening. Life is a verb. So do. Life is about doing. You know what I mean? It's not always about being the most proactive, being the most productive. Absolutely not. But just to live, to do, to not be in your head, not to be stuck in the fog, not to be brought back because things are feeling unsure, or you feel like you're in the unknown. You know what I mean? The unknown is a part of life, and that in spite of that, you have to believe, you have to come into your own understanding that on the other side of this, there's more for me. On the other side of this, there is something for me. You know what I mean? That this isn't it. This isn't where life for me stops. And you have to believe that. You have to accept that. That has to be something that you come into. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's where I'm at right now, where I'm coming back into myself. I'm returning home to myself, because here I am face to face with my subconscious mind, and there's a lot going on. Baby, let me tell you, there's a lot going on, and the thoughts that's in my subconscious mind, I am not a fan of. I'm not a fan of. And I can tell that there's thoughts, there's narratives in my subconscious mind that have been sabotaging me, making life feel a lot choppier, making the waters of life a lot choppier. And that's what's exhausting me, not to say that life isn't hard, that there won't be hardships, that there won't be difficulties. There will, always. But that there's a time and place to adapt and to apply what you've learned over the course of your life, to no longer accept that victim mind state of this is happening to me. Life is beating me down. Life is, my parents, this is happening. I can't pay my whatever. Like, fill in the blanks, whatever it is. Like, okay. I'm sorry that that's happening to you. I'm sorry that that's your reality at the moment. I feel for you deeply that things have been a challenge. that it hasn't been easy. I'm sorry that you're experiencing that. And I pray that you feel some resolve soon. I pray that God eases your pain. I pray that you find comfort in knowing that you're enough in spite of what you've gone through. I pray that you heal from this. And now what? You know what I mean? And like, that's where I'm at now in life, where it's like, and now what? Because yes, those things have happened. Yes, I've experienced those things. Yes, they've impacted me in this way, but okay. I'm deeply sorry, you know, and being at a stage where I'm like, I forgive myself, or working on that, right? Because it doesn't happen instantly just because you say the words. In some cases, maybe if you feel it deep enough, but I know that for me, it's going to be a practice. And two, while I'm in that practice, okay, and now what? And now what? Do we stay here because life has been hard? Do we stay here because we're in the thick of the unknown and we don't know what the heck is going on? We don't know left from right? Now what? What do you want to do? What do you want to make of it? How you gonna act? You know what I mean? Like, and I say that with the sincerest love and the deepest compassion. You know what I mean? Because like, life really is gritty out here. You feel me? Like, life really is, it is not for the weak, honey. It is not. It is not. But deep down, I truly believe that the human spirit is stronger than all of that. You know what I mean? But to be tapped into that, to feel connected to that, and to get rid of the worldly debris that sits on top of the spirit. You know what I mean? Life, over the course of our lives, we build up all this worldly debris. We build up all these narratives, all these belief systems that we were impressed upon at a young age, and didn't really have control of accepting them or denying them, right? But they've been playing out for years. And now coming to a place where it's like, okay, have a real reflection with self. Are these beliefs and narratives that I want to subscribe to? Is this what I want to believe? Is this what I want to hold on to? Is this, first too, what kind of life has these narratives and belief systems created for me? Am I rocking with that? Is that what I want? Okay, if I keep playing out these same narratives, these same beliefs, if I keep acting out these same habits, in 5 years' time, 10 years' time, what kind of life is it going to create for me? And is that what I want for myself? Like, being totally honest, being radically honest in who you are and the things that you are acting on. Right? Because each day you have a choice. Each day you can choose to operate authentically to what you feel is best for you, for the life that you want, for your loved ones. You could choose that. And it's hard sometimes, because a lot of times we're just doing the best we can, honey. We just trying out here. You know what I mean? But to again sit with yourself, have that radical self-reflection and being honest and saying, okay, I understand this is the cards I've been dealt. I understand that life, it hasn't been easy. I thoroughly understand, man, and I sense so much compassion, and I hold the deepest love and gratitude for self, because to bear this life can be hard sometimes. Okay, and now what? You know what I mean? Allowing yourself that space, allowing yourself those words, those nurturing words to your flesh, because you're human at the end of the day, and to go through hardships without it being validated can be challenging to try to overcome them. So validate yourself, and that's what I'm doing. I say all this to say, like, this is my experience of, like, I'm working on validating myself, validating my experience, and now shifting from it. not to be held down by what it has been, because it is what it is, and what it's been that. So, okay, what now? I get to, now that I'm back into my body and I'm conscious of what's going on within me, okay, what do I want to do? How do I want to move? What are the thoughts I want to think now? What are the narratives I want to believe in? What is my belief systems? What are my values? I get to choose that. And it's hard work, because as you're doing that, you got to unsubscribe to the old ones, right? And they've been ingrained in you, right? For me, it's been 30 years of that. Okay. That's okay. It takes time. It took time to get here, so give it time to subscribe to something new. And that's what I'm working on. And so I pray that this message pours into the hearts of someone who really needs to hear it, to know that you're not alone, right? That, like, I validate you, I validate your experience. And I pray that your heart, your spirit feels a sense of ease and comfort in the days going forward, as you work on yourself, as you grind to heal yourself, as you grind for the life that you truly want for yourself, because you deserve that. You absolutely do. And that in this life, it is, an experience to evolve, to transform, to transmute. And it's hard work, but you're doing it. So, man, I honor you, I uplift you, I encourage you to keep going. I send so much love your way. You're not alone. Thank you so much for sharing space with me, allowing me to share my story, to share my heart and where I'm at in life. Thank you so much for being on this journey with me. I love you deeply. To you and yours, love and light.